Hi, kindergarten, first and second grade leaders. We're preparing for December 8th in our new series called Nativity Scene. In this series, we're going to be looking at the Christmas story from many different viewing points. It's S-E-E-N, not S-C-E-N-E. And so our first lesson this week, we're going to be taking everything we've learned so far about the prophets and continue a little bit into Isaiah and Micah, where they give us specifics of what God's people could be looking for when the coming King, the coming Savior, the coming Messiah was that God had promised throughout time was coming. These prophets began to give specific things that the people could look for. And so what we're going to do is look at that from what the prophets told us for hundreds of years before Jesus was born. And then the next week, we're going to be looking at it from the viewing point of the manger and what the humble beginning and how all of those things that God had promised came true at the exact time, in the exact place, to the exact people, and all the things aligned so that we could know that this was the coming Messiah. This wasn't just any ordinary baby. This was the coming Messiah. And then the last week, we'll be looking at it from the standpoint of the wise guys or the wise men. In this whole series, we're going to be using the word picture of the star. Obviously, the wise guys followed the star, but did you know the shepherds saw the stars change? And that I'm going to extend that a little bit into the prophets and how through time, we begin to see that God was using things all around us to help point us to Jesus. And we're going to use the star this season. So many of your activities will be focused around the star because of that. We're trying to help kids see that everything around us helps point us to Jesus, and God uses everything possible so that everyone has the chance to believe that Jesus is their Savior. So in your lesson today, we have lots of fun Christmas activities for the entire season. You will have a bag that looks like this that has some cardboard cards in it, and it's a memory game. And so you can just lay out all the cards on the table and have kids pick up 2 cards at a time, and if they match, then they get to keep their match, and you can keep playing and let everybody have a chance to play. As you're playing, you may talk about the characters that are on the cards. There's a goose right there, it looks like, and there's a camel right here, but there should also be all of the characters from the Christmas story as a part of these cards. And it's a great way for us to talk about the Christmas story with the kids as you are going through the Christmas season. Then in your small group time, you're going to have a bag full of all kinds of goodies. And these bags are meant for you to be able to use for 2 services, but if I need to put some extras out there, I will make sure that we have extras and kids can build as big a marshmallow structure as they want to. So what you're going to have is a bag full of regular marshmallows, a bag full of Christmas tree marshmallows, a bunch of toothpicks, and some paper and pencils, and some party plates. Each kid, or you're going to have kids pair up, or if you have an odd number, you can make a trio of kids, and ask them to come up with a plan of something that they think they could build with their marshmallows. Now, this is important. It would be important because of our story today, for us to concentrate on the plan part of this. And so give them a few minutes before you give them the marshmallows and all of their supplies to make a plan of something they think they could build with their marshmallows and their toothpicks. And then you can give them a few marshmallows and a few toothpicks and some Christmas trees if they'd like to add that, and ask them to try to build what they planned they were going to build. And so that way There should be plenty of supplies to go around if you do it that way. If not, again, don't worry about it. I want kids to have fun and to enjoy this activity together, so I will have extra marshmallows if we need extra marshmallows. And kids can take their structures home if they want to. They can eat them before they leave. Make sure that as kids are coming in that parents know that we're doing that. I'll put signs up as well, but you may want to just make sure, especially if you notice something different on their tag. All the tags with food allergies have a blacked out like block around their name, and so that will help you know if you need to pay attention to what they can eat and when they can eat it. And then your memory verse activity, each grade is going to have a different color star. This is the second grade stars. Kindergarten will have green and first grade will have orange. And so what you're going to do is get your helper, if you have a helper, to help put these stars around the room. You have tape, so if you want to tape them in different places around the room, you can do that. Obviously, we made them different colors so that kids know which stars they're looking for. And so there should be enough stars there, if you have about 10 kids per group, that each kid could go find a star and bring it back, and then you can put it in order of the memory verse and say the memory verse together. Then you also have, as you are gathering, you have a coloring sheet that the kids can use to help remember the story and that we're focusing on Jesus this Christmas season. Then you can pray and hang out with your kiddos until their parents come to get them, please. As parents are coming to get them, remind parents that of something that happened in your small group, but also encourage them to look for ways that they can be involved in the Jesus story this Christmas season. We have many resources out there. There's family worship guides on the slat wall. All of that's also available online, so encourage families to look for that. And I encourage you to do the same thing. If you'd like to focus a little differently this Christmas on the Christmas story, then you look for those resources. They are great ways for you to build new traditions within your family. Or if you already use those traditions, thank you for doing that and raising kids to know what the Christmas story is. December 18th is our family Christmas celebration. You're going to want to come be a part of that. It's going to be so much fun. It is appropriate for all ages. We do spend the first few minutes, 20, 30 minutes, telling the Christmas story, having fun together, so that when we go and celebrate outside, we know what we're there to celebrate. And so we do share the gospel in that time, and then after that we will all go outside and spend some time hearing the Christmas story in a lot of different ways, and you'll have the opportunity to make something that you can take home as well to remember your Christmas experience. Thank you so much for leading, and I wish you a Merry Christmas.